Hello, YouTube. It's your boy, the Crazy Trader, and I'm here again with your favorite stock review. Like I always say, it's get money, don't make no money, and you always gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Guys, Robinhood Ventures Fund 2 is about to IPO. I've spoken about this stock last week. I've done a video about it. I think I've done 2 or 3 videos about this stock. But tomorrow, the IPO is happening, whether you like it or not. If you're not the risk taker, if you don't have patience, please stand on the sidelines. I'll be honest with you. This stock is going to be so volatile. When I mean volatile, I mean it's going to be going up and down for a very long time. And for you to rip your benefits, like your maximum benefits, it at least going to take about 5, 6, 7 years, possibly maybe 10 years, because most of these companies that you are going to invest in are in early development stage. Yeah, early valuation. Just if you haven't watched my video from yesterday about Robinhood Fund 1, just go back and watch it and see how some of the early, fund stage, raising fund stage, about $40 million in 2001 when Whatnot fund was raised. The first fund was raised $40 million, and now it's estimated at what, $11 billion. So that's the same thing that is going to happen when it comes to the Robinhood Venture Fund 2. They are going to invest in this early stage companies, which will take about 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 years to actually get to their full potential. So if you don't have some money to spare, if you want to trade in and out of the stock, I don't think this is the best thing for you to do if you want to trade in and out of a stock. Go buy the Metas, the Googles, the Amazons. Those are good to trade in and out. But this, you're going to have your money sitting down for a long time. But then the benefits are going to be very huge. The impact that is going to happen as some of these companies, the 80 companies that you are going to invest in, if some of these companies IPO and they become like, unicorns, that means this fund is going to do pretty good. But let's talk about this. Currently, it offers exposure to 80 early stage companies across 7 sectors. I've spoken about these sectors in my last video about RVII 2. You go and go and watch that. I'm not going to go through that again. But the fund is coming out. But my warning to you is it's going to be a roller coaster. It's not going to be an easy, I buy it for $25 and I sell it for $100. No, it's not going to be that. It could be that, but the high likelihood that it's going to be 25 $22 and go to $40 and come down to $15, because this fund is going to take time for it to realize its main potential. As you can see, most of the companies that is invested, it's just invested 1.12 in a few of the companies that it wants to uh, mostly invest in. I think they invested $250,000 in almost all these companies, waiting for the IPO to happen, because the IPO, they're trying to raise 200 million, I believe, 8 million shares at $25 a pop. The fees that they are taking is a lot. I think 4% and all that. They've disclosed all that, but I'm not going to go through all that. I'll show you real quick before I get out of your hair. Seeking Alpha. This article is a good article to read if you want to invest in the IPO. This is from Seeking Alpha, and it says Robinhood Ventures Fund 2, Y Combinator to the masses. The good thing is Y Combinator, right? You can see that's what I've highlighted. The most important thing is it's not them actually going to seek for these companies. These companies would have to go through all the rigorous factors that Y Combinator has for them to be eligible for Robinhood to invest in them. As you know, Y Combinator is one of the companies that have churned out the most, I think, the most unicorns in the industry. Coinbase, or what you call it, Coinbase, Uber, all these, a lot of companies have gone through Y Combinator just for and became unicorns. So let's just read a summary real quick. If you want to go read the whole article, it's a whole article for it. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to read the summary, the few bullet points that are very necessary for this video. Robinhood Ventures Fund is offering retail investor diversified early stage venture exposure via a BDC targeting 200 million IPO at $25 per share. Like I said, 200 million. They want 200 million at $25 per share. So I think they're selling 8 million shares, right? RV2's portfolio centers on 80 startups, heavily weighted to Y Combinator backed technology and AI companies, with 67% leverage to amplify returns and risk. RVI's net asset value, which is the NAV, will be volatile and difficult to anchor due to illiquidity and distant exit catalyst of early stage startups. I rate RVI. This is not me. This is the seeking out for whoever the analyst is writing this. He says I rate RVI RV2 a hold as its younger, less established portfolio offers upside, but carries intense risk and dependency on MA for liquidity. So there's a little bit of risk, there's a little bit of reward in there, and it's going to take time for it to actually show itself of what kind of fun it is. So if you're allergic to risk, please stay out of it. If you don't have the patience, you don't want their money to be sitting down for a minute, please stay out of it. For people who have family or who have kids or have younger daughters, this is a, if you have a fund, and you're investing into your younger daughter's account, I mean, put $1,000 in this in a fund like this and forget about it. By the time she's 18, 19, 20, maybe, let's just say, if everything goes right, maybe there'll be 3 or 4 unicorns in the 80 that they are invested in, and it's going to make this fund really, attractive, and really, the returns are going to be great. There's a lot of fees that I'll go into it later, but that's not what I want to talk about, because they have a 20%. Robinhood has a 20%. It's like a finder's fee when the fund makes a profit. When it becomes a unicorn and they are selling it, they'll take a 20% fee. They're taking 4%, I think 4.2% at the end of the year. We're going to go through all that later on, but for now, I'm saying the IPO is happening tomorrow, so keep your eye out. If you are allergic to risk, don't do it. If you want some long-term risk and long-term reward, you can put some money in there. You don't have to put 10,000. Put 20,000. It's a fund that is a long-term fund, so you can put maybe $500 or $1,000 in your daughter's account, or even in your account if you're somebody who is investing every day, daily, and every day. So, what am I going to do? As you can see my available buying power. I just have $1 in my account right now. I can't invest in the IPO. I was hoping that I could, but I can't. But I'm still going to invest in this fund, honestly, because I have RVR1 and I love it, and I think it's going to do great. RVR2 too, I think is going to do really good, because Robinhood itself as a platform has proven itself. So I am going to invest into it, but I can't invest in the IPO, unfortunately. I was hoping that I could, but I can't. But I'm still going to invest into RV2. I like Robinhood products. I like almost everything that they've done. I like it. So far, I haven't found a problem with it, apart from when they stopped us from buying and selling AMC, and that was a crazy one. But hey, the past is the past. We'll let bygones be bygones. Okay, RV2. That's what I'm here to talk about. So, anyways, I don't want to waste too much of your time. Have a blessed day and peace.